Close your eyes. Now imagine hurtling through the black, silent nothing of deep space, faster than any human has ever survived. Earth, gone. Mars, gone. We tear straight through the asteroid belt, ancient rubble left over from the birth of everything. And then, out of the dark, something impossible begins to glow. A giant. A world wrapped in rings so perfect, so improbable, the first astronomers who saw them refused to believe their own eyes. This is Saturn. For 400 years, we've stared up at this planet and called its rings eternal, timeless, a fixed jewel, unchanged since the birth of the solar system. We were wrong, because right now, in this exact second, as you watch this video, Saturn is quietly devouring its own crown. Not in one violent instant. Not from some cataclysmic collision with a wandering comet or a shattered moon. Saturn is doing this to itself. Slowly, deliberately, invisibly. And when the rings are finally gone, they are not coming back. So here's the real question, the one that should keep you up tonight. It isn't just why the rings are dying. It's why us. Out of the 15 billion year story of the universe, why were we, this one fragile species, on this one small planet, born into the narrow fleeting window when Saturn still wears its crown at all? From your backyard telescope, Saturn's rings look solid, smooth, like two flawless golden discs, sliced clean and slotted around the planet. He's a lie. A beautiful one, but a lie. Fly closer, and the illusion shatters into something far stranger. There is no solid disk. There never was. You are flying through a blizzard that has been falling for millions of years. Trillions of individual fragments, each locked in its own silent orbit. Some smaller than a grain of sand. Some the size of a car. Some larger than a house, tumbling through the void like ghosts. Nearly all of them are water ice, ancient, sun-bleached, laced with dust and rock, relics that may be older than life itself. Stretch them out, and the rings span nearly 300,000 kilometers, wide enough to lay more than 20 Earths side by side. And yet, for all that staggering size, the rings are almost nothing. In places, only a few dozen meters thick, thinner, scaled down, than a sheet of paper stretched across a football field. One of the most delicate, impossible structures in the entire solar system. Which leaves us with a haunting question. If something this vast, this magnificent, encircles an entire planet, what in the universe could possibly be strong enough to make it vanish? For decades, this question haunted scientists. Was it the relentless hail of micrometeorites, sandblasting the ice into dust? Was it the sun itself, its radiation slowly cooking the rings apart, atom by atom? Or was something stranger at work? Something no one had even thought to look for. The answer arrived when spacecraft, flying in the shadow of the rings themselves, caught something no one expected. The particles weren't just orbiting. They were leaving. Here's what's actually happening. Thousands of kilometers above Saturn's cloud tops, sunlight strikes the tiniest icy grains, and gives them an electric charge, turning innocent specks of ice into something that can be pushed and pulled by invisible forces. Saturn's magnetic field, a field trillions of times stronger than anything humans generate on Earth, reaches out and seizes those charged particles like an invisible hand. At the same time, gravity never stops pulling, never stops tugging every fragment toward the planet's center. Together, these three forces, light, magnetism, and gravity, conspire to do something extraordinary. They pry the smallest particles loose, send them spiraling downward, faster and faster, until they finally plunge into Saturn's upper atmosphere and burn away forever. Scientists gave this phenomenon a name that sounds almost gentle: ring rain. There is nothing violent about it. No explosion, no collapse, no single dramatic moment you could point a camera at and say, "There." That's when it happened. Just a slow, silent, cosmic snowfall, falling for millions of years without ever once stopping. Every single day, while you go about your life completely unaware, a little more of Saturn's masterpiece rains quietly into oblivion. Now here's the moment that should genuinely unsettle you. Saturn itself is ancient, 4.5 billion years old, formed in the same violent nursery that built the Sun and the Earth. But the rings? The glittering, iconic rings on posters, textbooks, telescope eyepieces around the world? They may be almost impossibly young. Some estimates place their birth at only 100 to 400 million years ago. Let that sink in. Dinosaurs may have already gone extinct on Earth before Saturn ever wore its rings. For most of Saturn's existence, it had no rings at all, which means we're not just witnessing the end of something ancient. We may be witnessing the entire lifespan of something breathtaking, a phenomenon so brief on a cosmic clock it barely registers as more than a flicker. Current research suggests that within the next 100 to 300 million years, the rings could be reduced to a shadow of what they are now. To us, that sounds like forever. But to a planet that has already lived 4.5 billion years, it's barely the space between one heartbeat and the next. The rings you can go outside and look at tonight are not eternal. They are a temporary miracle. The universe has one rule it never breaks. Nothing magnificent is meant to last forever. Mountains erode into dust. Stars burn out into darkness. Entire galaxies collide and are torn apart. And even Saturn, vast, ancient, seemingly untouchable, is quietly changing beneath our gaze. So the next time you see a photograph of Saturn, look again. Really look. You are not looking at something frozen in time. You are looking at a single, fleeting chapter in a story 4.5 billion years long. A chapter that began long after Saturn was born, and one that is already, quietly, coming to an end. Somewhere in the distant future, long after every one of us is gone, another civilization may lift its eyes toward Saturn and see nothing but a plain golden world drifting silently around the sun. They will never know what we know, they will never know that once, for one brief, impossibly rare moment in the 15 billion year story of the universe, that planet wore the most spectacular rings ever seen. And against every unimaginable odd, we were alive to witness it.